Good morning. Very humid weather here in Louisiana. Overcast, it's great. The sun ain't beaming on us, that's great. So much humidity in the air. You don't have to do anything but stand here and you just sweat like crazy. Okay guys, what I did, my little bucket, container I had there that was full of the mulberry cuttings, I went ahead and put them in pots. And I just did the elderberries, so I'm fixing to make tags and tag them up. And then I'm going to do a couple of things today. I'm going to go cut some cuttings off of my blueberries, and I'm going to propagate them like this. I'm going to put them in the mud and just see what happens. And but I'm going to do them separately because I have 5-6 different varieties, and the only way I can tag it, I just have these little tags like this that you write on. If I had something that I could put it on each tree, and I do have something like that, but if it gets wet it gets ruined, so I can't really use that. So so that's going to be my next step, that, and also potting the moringa that I have growing in the greenhouse. I got somewhere around 30-35 trees that's germinated, and I'm going to get those potted up today as well. Just watering, putting some water on them, getting them nice and moist. 2 of them here don't have any green on it, but they got root at the bottom. I had 15 cuttings I put in here, 7 of them rooted. So I already watered these over here. I don't really need to water them again, but I don't know why I am. I guess because I got it out. So I'm going to have a lot of 1-gallon containers filled. And I can't leave these out in the sun. Now, I can leave them out today because it's overcast. But I got to put them up because they can't be in direct sunlight. These guys, it'll die. They'll die. I mean, they only got a little bit of roots, you know. And I might be potting them too soon. I don't think so. And then, you know, I'll show you on the video. I went to go pick up my soil to plant them in, and it's really not a soil. It's more like pine bark all chopped up. All right, guys, I'm getting some planting soil for my moringa trees. Son-in-law, that's my son-in-law, Mark. Hey. So we had to drive about an hour away from my house to come get this stuff. So here's the little setup he's got. Check it out. That's some nice looking stuff. So it's 3 scoops I'm getting. I was getting 4, it's 3 scoops. Right there in the middle, yep.
That's my challenge down, 8.
I'm feeling good. It's the watchdog.
I'm going to have to determine.
Real fine. It looks like mud, but it doesn't compact together and stay together. It stays loose so that new baby trees and cuttings and all that the roots can grow and easily get through there. So what else I'm going to do too is I'm going to spray them with the fish fertilizer. Hang on. This right here, this fish fertilizer, the 511, is supposed to be really pretty good. It says it's great for all indoor and outdoor plants, as organic gardening, and it won't burn your plants. So that's cool. So I'm gonna mix some up. I got a sprayer. I'm gonna spray everything I pot today with this because I'm not going to use any other kind of fertilizer yet on them. They're not old enough for that, and they haven't had any fertilizer as of right now, but I'm going to give them a little bit in the soil because this soil is just basically doesn't have anything in it really. So I'm gonna probably read through this and see what they say. They might have something specific on here about cuttings and what have you. So there's a lot of writing on here. So I'm gonna read over it before I actually spray them. But just being in the mud and having some water, I know that's just not enough. They need some nutrients to get them to start growing. Like some, and the 511, that 5, that's the number that they need. And it's not like a 12, you know, that'll be too much nitrogen and probably burn them up. This is a mild nitrogen, but it gives them enough to start rooting and flowering and getting leaves and growing. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna be spraying everything today with this. And so I got the mulberry done and I got the elderberry done. And you can see back here my moringa. Let me turn this fan on. Okay, I got my moringa growing back here, and let me see how many we have. I'll let you know. Let me count them up. See how many trees I got right now. Okay, 1, 2, 3. It's 13. 15, 16, 17. I got 29. So I'm going to get 29 of them planted today. Okay, all right. So, and then of course I want to get cuttings off of the my berries in the front. Now, if I get enough cuttings, instead of putting them in 1 gallon puck, I'll make a 3-gallon bucket for each one. That way I can put one label in it, and I can stick. Hopefully, I can get 10 cuttings, you know, per tree. That'd be nice. And I also have these two here, but I don't want to take the space up. I was going to use these to put a bunch in, like figs, because I was going to start cutting figs and propagating figs too. There's a lot I want to do. I think this is the season while everything's growing, that's when you do it. I mean, I'm learning about this, guys, but pretty sure this is a good time to do it. I know it's in the summer and it's hot, but if the cuttings, if I don't put those in direct sunlight, I think I'll be fine. And here's the little guava. She's growing some. You see her? I don't know if you see her right there. Let me kind of zoom in on it here. There she is. Look at her. I'm hoping to see some more on here. Excited about it. I got somebody coming to buy the other tree, so I'm gonna sell the other tree. Also, I picked some of my cherries today because I don't know if you can pick them and they'll ripen inside, because I keep finding them on the ground and I'll see little pecks on them. Birds are coming on my cherry tree. I want you to see the cherries on here, you guys. They're turning red. Now I've picked a bunch. I probably got about, I'd say about close to 50 inside, and they're all through the tree. And I want to get them before the birds do. And all right, guys, I just collected some eggs. I actually collected 36 eggs, candled. Yeah, I candled them, and 8 of them look. The light wouldn't go through it. So I was like, wow. So maybe Rue is doing something. Maybe he is. Okay, I'm gonna start potting up the moringa. Okay, that's what. All right. Got a little bit done today. It rained a lot, as you can probably tell from the ground. See all the water sitting everywhere. It's just soaked. And we just drenched, and it keeps raining. But I was able to. Actually, I used 2 wheelbarrow fulls today, and I got all the moringa. Let me get in here. I got all the moringa potted, and here you can see it here. All the moringa's potted, and some over here. And then I have the mulberries. And I have, I forgot, let's see, 3, 6, 7 mulberries and 8 elderberry right here. And all those elderberries had roots. So like this one here that just don't look like nothing, looks like just a twig. It had roots on the bottom. I got 2 or 3 of them like that, but they had roots on the bottom. So put them in there. So we got all that done. Got this kind of cleaned up. Trying to get it a little organized in here. Got my bottom shelf a little organized, so I got my black fabric paper and all my bamboo sticks there. I got my 1-gallon pots here. That's what I use here. On this side, I'm getting ready to go ahead and start seeding up some things again. There's my 2 coffee plants. I'm gonna do a little research on them and see if there's a way of separate any of this and make it a couple more coffee trees. I'm gonna check into it. I'm kind of curious about it. It's a beautiful tree. It stays really wax look on it. I've been keeping them in the greenhouse because they need indirect sunlight, and I guess in the wild they must grow, you know, under trees and stuff, you know. Now, they are close to this light right now, and I'm kind of worried about that. But I do have room on this end over here, and I think I'm gonna stick them over here, just so I don't want something to start going wrong because they're under the light. That would be more like direct sun. So let me put them over here. Same thing with the vanilla, but I can keep them in between these lights, and they're doing good. To me, it looks like they're all growing. I see it. It looks good. They're not dying. All right. So I'm gonna do a little research on my 2 coffee plants I got right there. They're beautiful, ain't they? So I got 2 coffees, some moringa, mulberry, elderberry, and more moringa, and then tomorrow I'm gonna get out here and start seeding up. I watered this real good, let it soak, and I might, because you see that soil has no nutrients or nothing in it, so I'm gonna use the fish fertilizer. The fish fertilizer. It's an Alaska brand. It's a 511. And it's a real light, and I love it. Moringa, I made a mistake one time, and I put a heavy fertilizer on it, and it killed them all. It burned them up bad. They like a little fertilizer, but not much, and it needs to be kind of watered down when you give fertilizer to your moringa. Okay, so I'm going to be having moringa here soon, ready to sell. If anybody's going to be wanting some, just let me know. I don't know how much yet. I got to wait. I want to see how big they're going to be when I'm ready to sell them, because I want to, when they sell, the stalks on them need to be a lot bigger than they are. So I don't know how long that's going to take. Might not take that long. They are fast growing trees. I know they only probably have about maybe 2 weeks of space here before they're going to cap out at the top, and then I'll have to put them outside to start hardening them off and breaking them in. And so that's another thing that I'm thinking of doing. I mean, I know I got this table sitting here and I've been working on it, but I can't have that there because I'm going to build me another raised bed, or I might just do a bunch of containers here. And I'm thinking about maybe doing that for several reasons. I was talking to my son-in-law about this today, because this morning I was out here looking at everything, and I'm looking at, you know, all my trees, and they're doing well. Everything's doing good in the containers, and in the elevated beds, they're doing great too. I mean, look at all the strawberries, and everything's doing great. But I got to repair this one, and then I'm thinking I had to repair the other one, and I just started thinking, you know, container growing is really no different than what I'm doing with elevated beds, because they're not connected into the ground, and I got to amend that soil. I had fertilizer. Actually, I had chicken manure in it. I had compost that I make in it. So for me, it's no different. I can do containers, and then I don't have to worry about, number one, buying wood, which the price is up on wood, but I don't have to buy wood because I never buy wood. I pick up wood people throw away, but right now people ain't gonna get rid of stuff, believe me. But I got a bunch of stuff. I could make one, but I'd rather save all that and make this pen back here that I want to make, and I want to make a roof and all that, and have a place to store some stuff here. Like, it's be an open storage, but I'll be able to put feed out here in containers, and it'd be safer. It won't be in the rain. Even though in the container it'd still be safe, but if I got to feed the animals and I got to come out and open it and it's raining, well, I could come out under an overhang and scoop the food or whatever. You know, I'm just thinking, and then I can just put my compost piles over here and just get this thing ready if I ever do get pigs or want to make another pen for something. I got it all framed in. I just got to wire it in and do the little extras I got to do to it. So I'm thinking about going that route, you guys. I'm thinking about, and then maybe trying to get, when the fall comes, not change nothing if I don't have to, and just do it again in here until it just really falls apart. And when it does, instead of fixing it, eliminate it and put a bunch of containers. And you'll say, well, man, containers can be expensive. They can be. But I already went this morning, after I had this thought, I went to a local bakery, and they get these right here. These are food grade. She called them 5 gallon. I believe they're more like 4 gallon. It's 4 gallon pots. I got those free. It's only 4, but she gets tons of them. She sells about 150 cakes a week, so she gets a lot of this stuff in. This holds ice in and things like that. And she's been chunking them, throwing them away. And some of them, she has some smaller ones too. I'm going to get those from her too. She uses some of those to do mixing in, but she does throw some of those away. So I'll be getting some of those, I'll be getting these. And so in a matter of a month or 2 months or 3 months, 6 months, I could have 100 of these easy. And then we're going to get this going on my son-in-law's property, because we're going to grow the moringa in pots, which I've been buying pots, or used pots, cheap. And I can still get more of these, and I'm probably getting more of these, because the trees that we're going to keep are going to need to grow in this size and bigger. Eventually, this is 15 gallon pot. Well, I'll pull it out another time, but 50. Well, you can see the bottom. It's 15 gallon pot. That's 3 gallon right there. That's 3 gallons up there. Now, what I did today, I filled all that up with the rest of the mud I had in the wheelbarrow. And what I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna do it now. I thought I was gonna get it done today too, but I'm just kind of wore out. I still gotta pick up some things and move some trees and get my golf cart in. But this is where I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna put some figs and blueberries in here and propagate blueberries and figs. That's what I'm gonna do. And I'm probably gonna need more. But this is just a table for me to work on right now, but I'm probably going to have nothing but containers out here, and I'm going to fill them up and start growing stuff. I think along the greenhouse right here, I just need to leave me enough space in between here where I can get in here, but I think I'm going to build me a table all across here. That's going to be my hardening table, so stuff that comes out will go here. And the reason here, because they'll get some morning sun up here, because this is facing east, okay? So the sun will be coming across here, and they got all these trees right here. It'll kind of block the sun, and it'll get indirect sunlight, and it'll get a little bit direct light right about here, okay? But once it starts coming over this way, it'll start getting shadowed over from the greenhouse, and it'll get an indirect sunlight coming through the greenhouse, and so it won't get beat up by the sun right here. And that's what you need for when you're hardening off plants that's been raised in the greenhouse. You don't want to put them in direct heat, especially in Louisiana. Direct heat will kill anybody, any plant, anything. You gotta watch it. Man, look at the snails, and I don't know what to do with the snail problem. A bunch of snails up here. They're all up there. I don't really know what to do. I really don't. I don't know if you can, if a salt does the same thing to snails as it does to slugs. I can mix up a salt solution and just spray salt up there. I don't know, but I need something to spray on. You know, I'm always picking snails and either killing them or I throw them into the chickens. They go crazy over it, and there was 2 here. I picked one, the other one dropped off. I don't know what to do with the snails. Man, if you can give me a comment and let me know how you deal with snails, or if you know what to do about the snail problem, I'd like to know. And anything I want to do is going to have to be organic. I don't do food with chemicals. It's got to be organic. And I know, you know, I had something that's some kind of apple worm that was on my apple trees. Man, it took me forever. I was using an organic spray, and it was for that. And man, I could spray one day and it looked like it was done good, and I come out the next day and it looked like there was double. And I just kept doing that, kept treating it. I'd wait a day. I wouldn't do it every day. I'd do it every other day, and it almost looked like the tree was going to die. But it made it. It pulled through, and it wound up getting rid of all the apple something, some kind of apple worm that gets on apple trees. So stuff worked, and it was overspraying on all my other stuff here, so it didn't kill anything. So, but it took some diligence and spraying them things to get them. But anyway, I'm just sharing some of my thoughts with you guys. Because I was fixing, because I even bought a pine liner, because that's what I do with my elevated beds, and I was gonna video a whole build from scratch to show you guys how I build them, and why I never have to change the bottom. I only have to change the top every so many years, not the bottoms, because the bottoms actually, there's a pool liner on that bottom half, so when this fills up, and there's no holes for it to leak out of there, but when it fills up to that joint, that's where the water leaks out at. Alright, so what happens is when we have a bunch of rain and it fills up, the water leaks out, so it never fills the whole thing up, number one. Number two, if we don't have rain for days and I water this thing, I'll water this till it fills that up, and then I don't have to really worry about watering every day, because container growing, elevated bed growing, you really got to watch your water because they dry out a lot faster because they're not in the ground wicking water that's naturally in the ground. So you really got to watch your beds and keep things moist, or you'll have problems. So I learned that through the years. I didn't do that right away, because the first time I started building these things was with fence boards, because Craigslist, I'd find people were throwing fence boards out. Come get them if you want them. I go haul and pick up all kind of fence boards and everything, and I come home and I made all these beds with fence boards. So these are all now made with 2x, because eventually I got that from people tearing down decks and throwing wood away, and that's how I got all that back there. That's from a deck that actually they paid me to help. I helped with a couple of other guys. I made $300, and I got all that lumber, and I even used some of the lumber already, because I had it. And then I got the landscape timbers and some 4x4s that some brother that came by bought some trees, and I told him that I wanted to do a pig pen. And then the next day or 2 days later, he says, "Hey man, go look in your trailer. Did you see what I left in your trailer?" I went, "No, go look in your trailer." Go look in the trailer. He had all kind of wood, posts, 4x4s, landscape timbers, and a whole bunch of metal for me to roof this thing. And so it was all free, so I still have all that. So I still got the wood to make this thing. I need to get on to doing it. It might be the fall, you guys, because it's so damn hot. Every time I want to come out here and start on it, I get out here in the heat, and I just can't. I'm 61 years old, and this heat's killing me. I just can't handle it like I used to when I was younger. So when the fall comes, I will probably build that pen if we're still living here. And I'm hoping that we could be going by then, but the fall is only a couple of months away. We'll still be here. As of right now, half the year's gone. We haven't really heard anything on our situation. I know we're going to be here the rest of this year for sure. So we might hear some news this year, but I don't think anything's going to happen where we'll be able to move this year. But anyway, okay guys, on my guava tree, let me show you this. Now I had this guava tree, tied together when I got it, because this section here, because it was so thin, it was leaning way over, so I had tied them together. So I just untied it today, and look at it. So this is almost like 2 trees coming out, but I'm not going to separate it there. I'm going to air layer this baby right here and make a whole tree, another tree right here. And I'm not going to sell that tree. I'm going to keep it. I'll have two of them, because as they grow, I want to air layer and make trees. And off of those 2, everything I air layer off of those 2, I'll sell. There's that guava. She's growing a little bit every day. I'd love to find another guava on here. I'd love to see another one. And she might start putting them out. If this rain goes by and we start getting some heat, we'll probably get some more on here. Maybe not though. I don't know. I don't know how long it takes for them to fruit. If they like the other trees, if this is its first year. I got it last year, so this actually, it's a year old basically when I got it, from when I got it to now, let's say, because I got it about this time last year. And it's a beautiful tree, it really is. Got it in the mail. First time I ever bought a tree in the mail. And right now I'm looking at some mango trees. I'm looking to probably buy some. I mean, they're so expensive in the mail. I'm still trying to look around and find something local, which there's nothing local selling mangoes. Now, when you look it up, they tell you at Home Depot selling them, and Lowe's and all that, but I don't see any. And they're not selling the ones I want. There's certain variety I want to get because of the taste, and because some of them, they say, there's some of them that says they're for zone 9 through 11, and I'm in zone 9. Now, a lot of times when you start off with that zone, If you have a real harsh winter, it could hurt it. But I'm gonna put my mangoes in the greenhouse. I'm just gonna grow it in containers, just like I'm growing everything else in containers. I'm really liking the container idea. Look at everything I got in containers. I mean, from apple trees, figs, a pineapple, my guava, cherry trees, calamandin. I'm gonna have these dwarf tamarillos growing in this pot right here. I just got to decide if I'm gonna do all 4 or 2. You know, look at the figs. Look at the figs on this thing. It's loaded. Oranges. Grapefruit. More cherries. Look at them all. Look at that. Ain't that beautiful? Look at that. Look at that. They're all over the tree. I mean, and that's in the pot that it came in. I didn't even put that in the bigger pot yet. I know I got a bunch of trees in the ground in the front, but I have to do that in the front. If I put something in a pot in the front, somebody will walk off with it. So anyway, okay guys. So that's what I kind of was busy today, potting all that. It's in the greenhouse right now. And just thinking, walking around here thinking, planning, dreaming. Dream, and dream big, man. Don't let your dreams stay little. Just because you get a dream and you do it and you see it, don't stop dreaming. Dream and expand your dream. Keep dwelling on and thinking on your dream in ways that your dream can expand. I never in 1,000 years would have dreamt. Talking about dreaming, but I would have never imagined, and I am imagining it now. And that's because I allowed myself to think that way. But man, there was a time I would have never thought that I would have. I forgot how many trees I got. I think I got around 25 trees on my property. On this little city lot, I got a guy that comes here. He's got a bigger, his yard's double my size. And he's always impressed what I'm doing back here. And I say, man, you need to start growing some stuff. Yeah, well, I'm gonna wait. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait and see if I can get some land. And I'm like, man, I tell you all the time, you don't need the land. But he don't get it. He don't get it. He can do so much. If I had his yard, it's all grass. Mine's all concrete. I could do a lot in his yard. And he's like, yeah, but you know what you're doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I said, well, man, when I started off, I didn't know what I was doing. You know, I just started doing it. And I made a lot of mistakes. Yeah. Probably lost a lot of money through the years, too, making a lot of mistakes. But, hey, the mistakes are fair and few in between now, you know. I mean, the last mistake I made was I fertilized. I put too heavy of a fertilizer on a bunch of moringa trees I had. I forgot how many I had. I must have had about, I don't know how many I had. I must have had 25, 30 trees. And I went ahead and put some fertilizer on it. I don't know why I did. And it wound up killing every one of them, you know. So I got to watch it with this one. I'm not going to use that heavy fertilizer. I'm going to use that fish fertilizer. And I knew to do that. I knew that you use something mild anyway on new plants. I just don't, I don't know. I had a glitch in my computer. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I won't do that again. All right, I gotta move some trees around. It's starting to rain again. It's been like that all day, man. You try to work on something and it starts raining, but thank God I got everything done I wanted to get done. Not everything, but almost everything done in the greenhouse. Now this is a bunch of blueberry plants I have for sale. This is going to be mine here. It's in Austin. I don't have one of these, and what I'm trying to do out here is I have one of each. I got like a Brightwell, a Powder Blue, a Climax, a Premier, and a blue tiff right here. And now that's an Austin, and I'm thinking about putting that Austin maybe over there, or I might stick it right here because it needs a different kind of soil. And then when I make my border here, I might border off in here. And so I'm going to be taking those pine needles and filling all that in, and I'll fill it in this area because they need something like that, because that adds a lot of acid to the soil, and that's what blueberry trees, bushes need. And that is a huckleberry, which is basically a wild blueberry. And I have one more of those that I just have it in a pot. I could sell it or keep it. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it. There's a blueberry back there, and I don't have no idea what variety it is. I've been having it for a long time. It's been through a couple of freezes. It died and came back, and I mean, this thing's probably 5-6 years old, and that's all it is. But I just could never kill it. I always kept trying to keep it alive. So I'm just going to let it grow. I'm not going to worry much about it. Let it grow. And man, these Cavendish bananas are doing excellent right here. See, they get sun right here. There's a fig tree, and that little thing was real small when I put it in the ground just a couple of months ago, and it's growing like crazy. And I see that I got 2 papaya trees back here starting to take off. They grow another foot. They're going to start getting ready to put some papayas out, and I hope they get to do it before the fall gets here. That's my loquat, and I'm kind of concerned about it, you guys. I got some green stuff, but some of it's looking not green enough to me, unless it's maybe just the backside looks like that. And yeah, it's green. But I got an air layer there now. In a couple of weeks, we're gonna be undoing this air layer and that one there. I had one here on this elderberry, but since we're working on my house and painting my house, we're working on the fascia board, and we're still not finished. We finished with the gray and finished with the black. Just need to now work on the white and over the windows and the fascia board, and we need to sand that again. But because we kept getting back here, we kept hitting it, and it broke. It broke where I had the air layer, so that's fine. And I have the one over here, and so another thing I'm gonna do in the next couple of days, you guys, is I got one back here. You can see the foil right there, and that's on a plum tree. And what I'm gonna be doing in the next couple of days, guys, is I'm gonna go crazy air layering. So I bought a bunch of little containers, and I'm gonna use them all up. I'm gonna air layer. I got so many trees, I got air layer on just about everything that I have, and I want to do that. So I'm going to be air layering like crazy. I'll show you all that. I'm not going to sit there and film each one. I'll show you maybe starting it. I'll show you the finish of it. But I want it because this is the season right now where all this stuff is growing, and I believe this is when I need to do the air layer, because that's how I've had the success with the guava, because this is where right now it's growing. And I was just so shocked to see all the roots in that guava. So I really need to get going. You know, like for instance, see my apple tree here. I mean, here's a tree right here. So I can air layer right here, and that's a tree. I can take one of the branches on that other one, make another set. That's a set. That's a El Shamir and an Anna, and I can make another set of those. Matter of fact, I have a guy that just came and bought my guava today. He wants to buy some apple trees, so I might go ahead and air layer those, and if they propagate well, and they air layer well, I'll sell him the trees. Yeah, you hear that, bro? I'm gonna air layer the apple trees, and I'll sell them to you. Okay? I know you want apple trees. So anyway, so I'm gonna in the next day or two, that's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be air layering like crazy, because I think I want to get it done now, because if I gotta wait anywhere like 2 months, we're talking through September, when fall hits, and I should be able to have all that completed by fall. And even if it goes into the fall, you guys, our fall here is like a semi hot summer, let's say. We experience hot temperatures sometimes all the way to January. Yeah. Sometimes we get, like when the fall comes, we might get a couple of fronts that come through, but the majority of the time, you guys, I could show you pictures from all the years back, and majority of the Christmases, we're wearing shorts and short sleeves, t-shirts. And back years ago, I wore tank tops all the time, and I got pictures of Christmas Day me wearing tank tops. So just you know. So like what we had last year, that Arctic blast, that's unheard of down here. I mean, it happens every once in a while, and it might start happening more than regular now. I don't know, whatever's happening with the weather. But all right, I need to get moving. All this stuff getting picked up because the sun's starting to go down, and I'm going to lose daylight. And so even though today was a washout with all the rain, I sold a few trees, and I got all the moringa. I got all the stuff that I wanted to get potted. I got every last one of them potted. There they are, baby. That's beautiful looking. I love seeing all that. That to me is success, because they all started. They didn't start off that way. I got seeds, branches. And then I got roots, I got trees growing. So it's exciting when you see success like that, because then you know pretty much that all of that's going to make it. You know, the vanilla bean orchids. It's an orchid. They're doing good. Now there is some that's been dead. I'm gonna probably cut that off. But the rest of the tree down there is doing good. Growing. I can see that there's height. It's growing. These up here are the little bitty cut-offs that I had, and they're growing. They're looking good. I stuck this one in here. This was something that fell off. I just stuck it in here, and we'll see what happens with that. Okay. All right. So tomorrow, for sure, I'm going to get all up here back in order. Get some seeds planted. Get some more moringa trees planted, because we need more. Need more because I'm going to be selling some, plus we're keeping a bunch because we're going to be making powder capsules, and we're going to be growing seeds and making oils and all that stuff, all that good stuff. So clouds are moving in. I'm seeing raindrops. Let me sign out because I don't want my camera getting wet. You guys be blessed, okay? I'll see y'all in the next video.